Assalamu alaikum, family. You're tuned in to the Sajdah Morning Coffee Talk. I'm finishing up just a little relaxation and meditation. We're not going to be long today. Got a few announcements and see if you guys have any questions from the powerful talk we did yesterday. Um, so be a friend and tell a friend, and we'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
O Allah, guide me among those whom Thou hast guided aright, and preserve me among those whom Thou hast preserved, and befriend me among those whom Thou hast befriended. Bless me in whatsoever Thou dost grant me, and deliver me from the evil of what Thou hast judged. Surely Thou judgest, and none can judge against Thee, and he whom Thou befriendest is not disgraced. Blessed art Thou, O Lord, and exalted be Thee above what they set up besides Thee. I bear witness, nothing deserves to be served besides Thee, and I bear witness that Muhammad is Thy servant and apostle. Amen.
Assalamu alaikum, family. Welcome to the Sajdah channel. This is the Sajdah Morning Coffee Talks, where we talk about life, love, and business. How many of you all were tuned in yesterday and heard our conversation about how soldiers have a special role to help heal other soldiers? See, somebody who's gone through what you've gone through, been where you've been, understand what you're going through, can go a long way in terms of healing you. So if you haven't checked out yesterday's show, please go back. It's called A Soldier's Hand. And we talked about scientific evidence of how healing is accelerated when it is facilitated by somebody who understands you. We talked spiritually about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his conversations in several hadiths about soldiers healing other soldiers. And we also talked about what happens in our groups, our organizations, when soldiers come together and sojourn together and heal one another. We also talked about the signs in an organization when people are not loving on each other and healing one another. Okay, so I think you would enjoy it. Let me know in the chat if you all have any questions about that, any comments, any experiences. And while you're coming up with that in the chat, let me just give you some updates on a couple of things. Let's see. Tomorrow, we're going to be at Masjid Al Taqwa at 1 p.m. That's Central Time. Right now, it's just an in-person event. I have not spoken to them or obtained permission to go live and let you all see it yet, but we will see. Something that we've been working on as a collaboration between the Honorable Elijah Muhammad House and Masjid Al Taqwa is to create a sense of unity. We've been really, really focused on unity among our community as Black Muslims. And also really focused on the economic aspect of that and how we have a common root, a common love, and it's time for us to start coming together. And so we're going to have a conversation. It's going to be a book talk. We got a lot of people registered, y'all. So I am super excited, really excited. So we all been, curating our registrations, and we got a healthy number of people that plan and have RSVP to be in attendance. And so it's something that just warms my heart, that makes me so excited because, again, soldiers healing soldiers, soldiers coming together. Have you ever gone through something, whether it's in the church, whether it's in the mosque, whether it's in your fraternity, your sorority, even in your family, as somebody who is from that group, that organization, that faith, comes to your aid and assistance to support you and heal you? Have you ever noticed the acceleration in the level of success that happens as opposed to when we're rugged individuals, but somebody who can just look at you and see you and know what you're going through, or know what you've overcome, or who can just see you on that level of faith that you're on? It's nothing like it. Nothing like it. And I don't care where you are on the planet and who you are. If you've been in contact with these teachings, if you've dedicated any aspect of your life to these teachings, you have been chosen. And guess what? You can't just roll away from it. You can try. You can think, you know what? I'm done with this. I don't like these people. I'm out of here. I ain't gonna let you go that easy. Trust me on that, okay? So that's what's happening tomorrow. And then Wednesday, when is New Year's Eve? Is that Wednesday? I don't know if you all saw me post it, and we're going to do this thing called the Midnight Alignment. We're going to start at 10:45 p.m. and go a little shortly after midnight, but we're going to work on aligning and calibrating ourselves for the new year. It's a free event. I hope you would just make a donation, buy a book, but it's called The Midnight Alignment. Because what oftentimes happens is that this is why the years just all seem the same. This is why stuff all just seems to flow together, because we don't take a moment to cut the ties that we've developed artificially because of the trauma. We don't take a moment to align ourselves with what it is that we say we want. We don't take a moment to align ourselves with our calling and our authenticity. And so I want to do that on New Year's Eve. I've done goal setting parties. I've been doing this since before COVID. I've done goal setting parties actually physically at my house, where we pull out the whiteboards and we put our goals together. I've done manifestation parties. This one, we're going to be completely online, and we are going to focus on alignment. We're going to meditate. We're going to pray. We're going to walk into this new year, this rebirth. And I got somebody who said in the comments like, "Oh, this stuff is all fake." You know what? There's fake aspects to it, but here's the deal. We're moving from winter to spring. Spring is a rebirthing. It's a renewal. So we're coming out of that darkness where we're shedding, where we've hibernated, and we're birthing ourselves into a space of fertility, which is what the spring actually is. So that new year is really that transition between winter, where the seeds are germinating and they're working their way through the ground, to spring, where now the fruits, the flowers, all that stuff begin to blossom. And so we're going to celebrate that, but we're going to celebrate it in a way that we are going to work on our alignment. So if you're following me on social media, the flyer's there. You can also use this same QR code that you use for the book. The flyer is posted there, and there's a link where you can go and register for free. Once you register, you'll get a link for that night. And right now, I'm just spiritually curating what we're going to work ourselves through. Because here's the other side of things. There's one thing to be able to create a business, to technically be able to do it. I literally have done it hundreds of times. But it's another thing to make that business grow, flourish, sustain itself, be attractive, to grow, develop, advance. And a lot of times we forget about that. And so I want to just take this time, New Year's Eve, where we're going to really focus on alignment. Straight up, just alignment. And you can do it in the comfort of your own home. You can do it, where you're hanging out with somebody else. There's some commitments we're going to make. And I just really want us as soldiers to make a commitment to support one another more, to love one another more, to open up the powers that we have to heal one another. Because we really, really do have the power to heal one another. Just a phone call. Just dropping the beef. You know that elephant in the room? You walk in the room with somebody and they ain't really feeling you and you ain't feeling them, or maybe they ain't feeling you, but you don't know why, or maybe you did something years ago, or I don't know, whatever it is. Just saying, you know what? This cause that we serve is bigger than that. And whatever the issue is between you and Allah, but you can count on me to be a Muslim towards you, to be a Christian towards you, to be a sister towards you, a brother towards you, but a commitment to heal. And your hands as a fellow soldier can heal other like-minded people in the struggle. I just think we have to make a commitment towards that. Let's stop looking at each other like something's wrong with that person. Let me tell you something. And this is for those of us, especially those of us in the nation. If you've been in this thing long enough, the person that you saw, that you knew 10 years ago, 20 years ago, may be a whole different person to you 10 or 20 years later. Trust me, they may look different. They may vibe different. They may be different. And inshallah, you are different. I always say to people, I'm not even the same person I was when I woke up this morning. But I understand the power in that healing, and I understand what it means to need that healing. So, if you know me, if I see one of my brothers or sisters, that's the nation that I'm in. I'm a soldier in that. But even as a woman, if I see another woman going through something, I'm there. I'm not going to try to cut your wound open deeper. I was in a situation, and I see this all the time. This is predatory capitalism that we tend to practice. There was a woman, a sister that I know in, well, I won't say where she lives, but she lost her business. And there was a group of other sisters who were getting together to go and buy the business that she lost. Not to give it back to her, but to give it, and the response is, well, somebody's going to buy it. We got to examine these things, because what kind of wound are you given? What kind of wound are you keeping open in a fellow soldier when you do something like that? Does it make sense? Then I said to the group, I said, does it make sense to go to her and say, hey, I know you lost the business. The client base is still out there. A couple of these people used to work for her, and I don't know what the relationship was like, but I said, don't pour salt in her wound. I know she's got to be wounded because she lost her business for whatever reason. And if you all have the money to go in and buy the business, don't do it out of spite. Don't do it to stunt like, yeah, I got this. Bring her in. Bring her into the fold. And use this as an opportunity to heal. Don't take that karma on yourself and go behind somebody else's tragedy that's one of your fellow soldiers. I get it. When we purchase properties, it's always somebody else's, especially these older properties, it's always somebody else's sojourn. But I'm talking about you and I, especially when we already know the person. And especially if our intentions are not good and our intentions are not clear. Right? It's messy. And so we were talking about that, how to do that and what that looks like, so that it's a healing and not pouring salt in a wound. All right. So I'm going to acknowledge you all on the chat. I actually just wanted to tell you all about those things that are coming up. Black History Month at the Honorable Elijah Muhammad House. We are working on what that's going to look like. And I'm not saying anything because every time I say something, somebody goes and copies my stuff and takes the business model, and so I got some stuff planned. If you're in the inner planning circle, you know it. But yeah, we got some really cool stuff planned, and I'm really being silly. But yeah, So we got some really cool stuff planned, and so we'll be making those announcements soon. Um, let's see who we got here. We hope that in the meanwhile, you go out and get your commemorative Elijah coin. As I mentioned, I've been working on this a little bit each and every day with the people who are helping me to curate. We're creating a database. The key thing now is to make sure it's secure. So you'll be able to take this number from the back of your coin. This is your membership number. You'll be able to go into a database and register. There'll be a link right on the website, say register your coin. You're going to go in, you're going to register it. And then once you register it, it's going to unlock certain benefits that you have. But there will be opportunities to obtain other memberships, but no membership is going to hold what this coin has. So for $350, you can go to ElijahMuhammadHouse.com. You get this membership. It gives you free access for life. So you'll just be able, as a member, once you register it, excuse me, you'll be able to just go on the site, register for a tour, and you won't have to pay anything. Okay. And then you'll get discounts to certain events that we have going on. You'll get discounts to some of our partnership businesses, and that'll be all right there in the website. So as you can see, it's pretty robust. So we're working on that, and we're going to get to the testing phase where we're just, working through it to make sure everything works. And I'm sure there'll be a few glitches here and there, but we are just making sure that it's secure. Reason why I say that is because I won't say why. Anyway, Sister Mildred in the house. Walaikum salam, sis. Brother Lamont, thank you for joining. Walaikum salam, sir. Cat Dupree, 896 said, okay, let me grab a cup of coffee. All right. Sister Aletha is in the house. Sister Aletha and I are launching a huge program January 3rd. You're going to hear more about that. We're going to give you a social media site where you'll be able to see some of the photos and things like that. But we actually have a fellowship program that is through an amazing platform that our sister put together. So I'm excited. But you're going to see some videos, and we'll be launching, and you'll hear more about that soon. We got Regional Sky Girl in the house. She says, Assalamu alaikum. I pray that everyone is well. I'm well here listening while I work out. That's the way to do it. All right, sis. Thank you, sis. Wa alaikum salam. Dress Code says, Assalamu alaikum. And we say wa alaikum salam right back to Dress Code. Sister Amina Hanan, I think she's in Mexico. Wa alaikum salam, sis. Dress Code, you thought yesterday was powerful? Give me one statement in the chat as to why you thought yesterday's conversation or talk was super powerful. It was about the healing hands of soldiers. Sister Betty says, happy Saturday, y'all. Welcome, Weddy. How's your business going, Sister Betty? I pray everything is going well with you. Who else we got here? Oh, Aletha got her emojis going. All right. So I'm waiting to hear from Dress Code because I want to know what she thought about yesterday's talk and what resonated mostly with her. Okay. We have some mastermind sessions that we're going to have coming up. So stay tuned to that. Save your money because the mastermind classes are not going to be free. I just want to let y'all know that. Y'all see, I try to give as much stuff for free, but the in-person masterclass where we feed you and bring in experts, it is going to cost some money. But in the meanwhile, the more you all support and donate, the more we can work to supplement that and help to bring some of this powerful information to you at little or no cost, just because we recognize that you all are getting your businesses off the ground, that you need a helping hand. And this is our way of doing it. But some of the stuff will not be completely free. So Just don't get used to no charge. Okay. All right. So if you all don't have anything else, I'm going to cut it short this morning. So remember, Masjid Taqwa tomorrow, 1 p.m., Wednesday, 10:45 p.m. Okay. Midnight alignment. Go to the website, artandscienceofbusiness.com. Make sure you get registered. Everybody who's going to be at Masjid Taqwa tomorrow, you can either, if you don't have your book, there'll be books there for you to purchase. And I'll bring some of our commemorative Elijah coins if you all are interested in a membership. I am really, really overblown by the number of people that have registered to attend tomorrow. Okay. And so I'm grateful. Very, very grateful. Very, very grateful. What else? Oh, we still got a few sweatshirts left. We're trying to launch the new sweatshirts by Savior's Day. So we're getting rid of these. But we got a few left and they're 40% off. So that's also available at ElijahMuhammadHouse.com. So the 3 important websites are there at the bottom. Each of those are there. If you want to support, you can hit the super chat button. You know how to Cash App. There's links and QR codes and everything on all 3 websites where you can do that. If you got a good memory, just go Cash App, Sajdah Enterprises. Shout out to Sister Alicia. She made a supporting donation this week. I appreciate her. She's always consistent. So I'm thankful. Oh, some of you all know Sister Dawn R. Muhammad. We have lots of key people who play key roles here at Sajdah House. But I wanted to personally recognize Sister Dawn because she has been so consistent as an experienced rep. And so go on our Instagram, Sajdah House Instagram, and give Sister Dawn some love. Love on her because she's been loving on Sajdah House and she's been a consistent supporter. Beautiful. And I didn't know Sister Dawn actually before this. And so that's what makes it so special. But now she's my sister for life, not just because of her helping and as an experienced rep, but just because I've got an opportunity to experience her beautiful spirit and as well as her family. So go on Instagram at the Sajdah House Instagram and give Sister Dawn R. Muhammad some love. There's a post there. It's got her picture, talks about her as an experienced rep. Give her some love. She's one of my secret weapons that's not so secret. I got some other secret weapons, some people, but we're going to keep them secret or at least a little low key for a minute because we got some big things that we're doing. Keep in mind, family, stay alert, stay focused, stay security minded. Don't go to sleep because if you're preserving history, you're going against something that's been done a certain way for thousands of years. Okay. They've been hiding history and changing history. And all of a sudden you, who they've been hiding and changing it against and about, decide you want to preserve it. There's some people that are not too happy about that. If they think you ain't going to do nothing with it, let me tell you something about, we got a few minutes. Let me tell you something about these people that run these systems that create these predatory hierarchies. They are masters at studying and they know how to read. I've worked as a consultant and a developer, and I've sat at the boardroom table, at the technical table with a lot of these people. When I tell you they can read and they can see. Why? Because they make it their job. All right. So if you're doing something and they can kind of really tell that you're not necessarily going to change any lives, if they can tell, they study us who are the leaders of certain organizations, and if they can tell that you're very ego driven, then they probably won't bother you. They'll just go, eh. But if they can tell that you are striving to change lives and make a difference and truly preserve something that they've been fighting for thousands of years to hide, a lot of times they're not too happy about that. So you got to stay alert and you got to stay focused. If you're building a business, especially if you're doing some of the things like what we're doing with our businesses, where you're helping with economic development, you're helping to educate people so that they can go for self and do for self, is folks that ain't too happy about that. And it's okay because it comes with the territory. But all I'm saying to you and I is, let's not go to sleep. Stay alert, pay attention, and we're going to be all right, because we built for it, and we're here for the smoke. So that's what I always say. It's that we're going to fight. We're going to fight to the death. All right. Okay, family. Love you all very much. Thank you, and thank you. We'll see some of you all tomorrow, and we'll see some of you all on Wednesday. We hope that you can continue to support. We got a lot of events, a lot of things coming up, and we need your continued support. So make a donation, become a sponsor, whether it's you're sponsoring a room, whether you're sponsoring an event, whatever you're doing. I'm all in with this. So whatever you see me doing, you can best believe that it's all going towards the cause. And if you've been on my channel enough and you don't know what my causes are, then that means I got to do a better job at helping you know that. Okay, so happy Saturday. Listen, soldiers, heal another soldier today. Love on somebody. I know you're busy. That's what this whole thing is designed to make you do. I know you're busy. You ain't got time. I know you don't trust nobody. Find a way. In your own little way, take that baby step and heal another soldier together. You'd be surprised at the power of healing that is in your and my hands. All right, family. Love you all. Happy Saturday. And we'll see you soon, inshallah.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who in my judgment is the master historian, taught us that of all our studies, history is the most attractive, and it is best qualified to reward the researcher. History is most attractive. Why should history be most attractive? Because history is the recorded time of the human family in its struggle to overcome obstacles. There is no life that is without struggle. The Holy Quran teaches us that man, meaning man and woman, is made to face difficulties. And after difficulty comes ease. But it is history that guides us through difficulty. For if you know how people who had difficulty yesterday got through, and if your difficulty is somewhat similar, then today we also can get through if we follow the guidance of history. This is why Carter G. Woodson and many of our black giants fought for black people to know our history. Because in not knowing our history, we don't have a guide. And without a guide, we are lost. No wonder the Bible